The verb isan means to be, but it can also indicate what you have. It might be confusing if you just see it as the word isan, but in different contexts, isan either means to be or to have. Hi, I'm Shanna, and this is Basque Berserk. Sometimes ukan is the verb meaning to have, especially in northern dialects, and in textbooks you might see the verb edun. But honestly, if you're learning Euskara Batua, I think it's easier just to associate the two with one word. It all depends on context. You can always tell if isan means to have if it's in a transitive sentence. Unlike intransitive isan, transitive isan has dozens of different forms in the present tense. These finite forms are achieved by combining one subject, one root, and one object. But please don't be scared of this. Once you get a few prefixes and suffixes down, you can figure out any finite transitive verb. I'm just going to give you the 6 simplest forms, changing with each subject but staying consistent with the direct object, which is he, she, or it. And in 5 other videos, I'll go over the forms for the other direct objects. Unlike intransitive isan, where the subject is shown by the prefix of the verb, transitive isan, like other transitive verbs, has a prefix at the beginning indicating the direct object, which is what the verb affects. For the direct object he or she or it, the prefix d is in the present tense, which I've marked in purple. Next we have the letter u, which is not exactly the root of the transitive verb isan, but it's just the letter we have to work with here. So 6 forms that start with du, which roughly mean have him, have her, or have it. Lastly, we have the suffixes, which are different for each subject, marked in red. Transitive verbs generally have the same suffix per person. Now for the subject suffixes. For the first person singular subject, I, we have the letter T. So the first form, which means I have it, I have him, I have her, is dut, nik dut. If you watched my video on transitivity, you'll remember we use the ergative form of the pronoun ni because it's the subject of a transitive verb, so nik. For the third person singular subject, which is he or she or it, we have a null suffix, which is absolutely no suffix at all, which I'll represent with an underscore. So the second form, which means he has him, her, or it, or she has him, her, or it has him, her, or it, is du, ark du. For the first person plural subject, which is we have the suffix gu. So the third form, which means we have him, we have her, we have it, is dugu, guk dugu. For the second person singular subject, which is you, we have the suffix su. So the fourth form, which means you have it, you have her, you have him, is dusu, suk dusu. For the second person plural subject, which is you all, we have the suffix sue. So the fifth form, which means you all have her, you all have him, or you all have it, is dusue, suek dusue. For the third person plural subject, which is they, we have the suffix te. So the sixth form, which means they have it, or him, or her, is dute, ayak dute. And that's it. Consider watching the practice video I made for you so you can really get these transitive forms down. I'll link that for you in the description. Practicing makes your brain work in Basque. Thanks for watching. Put your questions in the comments and I'll help you as much as I can. Agur!